Hey everyone, David C. Anderson from the KnifeCenter coming at you from Blade Show at the Hogue booth with Mr. Jim Bruns himself, very high up in the company.
Welcome, universe, to Blade 2021. We're so happy to be back. It feels like the world just switched on, and we're back enjoying a Blade Show for the first time in 2 years.
So, enjoying is the key word.
Yeah.
Oh man, so good.
Terrific turnout, great reception to our knives, so we're very happy about that too.
Well, speaking of your knives, we got a knife here that I believe you actually sketched up and designed.
I did.
And ever since it first came in, immediately I was drawn to it. You know this very well. And that is the new K320s for Sig.
Right. So maybe a little background. Yes, we are the same company that's been into pistol grips for 52 years. And one of the things about pistol grips, what we want in a pistol grip is we want that grip to reduce the uptime, particularly for the novice, right? So we want them to go to the range, have a great experience, want to do that again, and generally that's what we do with pistol grips. Mm-hmm. So when it came to designing the K320, incidentally, Neil Hogue approached me and he said, hey, it would be a really cool idea to kit a knife with the new Sig P320 pistol. Mm-hmm. And since we'd been working with Sig Sauer for better than a decade as a grip supplier, and certainly we have a program where we build knives with the Sig brand, and it would be really great to do something to kit with the P320.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I sat down, I messed around with the pistol for a while. I got the feel of what that pistol was, and I thought, okay, what should a knife look like? And obviously we decided to go with the same materials, the same polymer handle. Mm-hmm. So this is a nylon 12 material, and we use the same texture pattern that's on the Sig P320. And then I approached this from a grip maker standpoint. I wanted the ergonomics to be as perfect as I could possibly make them. Mm-hmm. And we talk about, in the grip business, we talk about the 80%. And when we're talking about the 80%, we're talking about the human hand. So 80% of the population has about the same size hand. But I also wanted the large hand to be able to manipulate this knife. So I really spent a lot of time working on the ergonomics, the feel, the form, and the fit, so that under heavy use, the hand doesn't fatigue quickly. So that was sort of the genesis and the idea behind the handle geometry. So, and I think you agree, feels pretty good in the hand.
I do. I mean, from the moment I first held it, we immediately started thinking, what else can we do with it too at the KnifeCenter? Which of course led to our pair of exclusives in the standard stonewash finish that we have right now.
Right.
Because it is that feel. As soon as I grabbed it, I knew there was something quite special I was holding on to. It works in a lot of different grips. We got the choil, of course, as well. Right. And I like what you did with the safety, kind of safety spot here. A little bit different than we've seen other companies do it, which is sometimes hard to pull off nowadays, coming up with a
we've been asked what to call that, and we haven't come up with a really good name. Affectionately, we called that the nubbin, right? And it's not a technical term, right?
I call it the same thing.
But again, it's a guard.
Yeah.
It's so that you don't ride up over the finger groove and cut yourself, right? So it has a practical use, and again, for fine cutting or any type of manipulation that requires use of the edge, right? That's what that finger groove is for.
Absolutely.
Right? So again, it's extremely comfortable. We went with a high grind blade. We went a little bit thinner blade stock because while this is a full-size EDC, we wanted it to carry well in the pocket. Yeah. So it's extremely thin. It actually tapers. We rolled the grip a little bit so that it fills the hand, but yet it's still very thin. Yeah. And that's why we chose a little bit thinner blade stock. This is 1/8 inch.
Which of course pays dividends in the slicing as well.
Correct. Yeah. So for that reason, thin blade stock, high grind, we decided to go with S30V. It's going to give you a little bit better edge retention over the 154, but still field serviceable as a full-time heavy use EDC. So we're very happy with the outcome. The bar lock that we call the Able lock, we're really proud of how we've sort of, we've paid attention to tolerancing. We've paid attention to correct angles, correct form, fit, and function, and we're extremely happy with how the Able lock is performing.
I mean, you guys on the channel know, you've heard me say this before, the consistency of the action you guys get out of the box is second to none. Like, I think you guys, plenty of people are doing good crossbar locks, but I really lean on yours as the one to beat.
Well,
really
thank you so much, David. That's a very high praise. We do work very hard at it. Obviously, these are fully US made knives. We're very proud of the fact that even though it's a high production knife, we fully machine the perimeter of the blades. You guys wanted an exclusive on a stonewash, which we weren't doing, but because you're astute buyers, we know that that stonewash finish is really among the most durable, right? Yeah. And so we're thrilled to give you guys that exclusive, and we know they're going to do well.
They already have done well. Probably, if you're watching this during the Blade Show, we sold out of our first batch pretty quickly, but more are on the way, which we love.
More are on the way.
Excellent. Well, we're expanding this line as well beyond the original polymer grips here.
Correct.
Tell me about these next two.
Well, they've been so popular and received so well that we've been asked, well, gee, why haven't you done it in G10? Well, gee, why haven't you done it in aluminum? And to complement what Sig Sauer is doing, they have something called the AXG line, and that stands for Aluminum Extreme Grip. So we decided to go ahead and build models to pair with the aluminum extreme grip version of the P320. So we're using similar materials again. So black anodized aluminum with wood inserts for their classic. And then this is the Scorpion model. So same color scheme, same Cerakote, and same Damascus G10 insert.
And the feel of that is changed very dramatically.
It's a little heavier. Obviously a little colder than the polymer, but again, very comfortable knife.
Yeah, the matte texture on there feels very accommodating. I love the wood grips. Even folks who don't have a Sig pistol, this would be, a good pairing to anyone with a 1911 out there as
Absolutely.
well. Absolutely.
Yep.
Because that's just a classic look on there. And of course, good action. Same steel going on these on those versions.
S30V.
And same different blade shapes as well. Very nice. When should we expect these to start hitting dealers, do you think?
So you are seeing, these are first runs, so you're seeing the first that have ever existed. So we're planning a possibly Blade West launch, certainly no later than SHOT. So these will be in full production soon.
Very nice.
Yep.
Very cool. All right, so we've got one more thing to take a look at here on the mat over here. Probably even more so than the K320, which has been an absolute hit. Kind of the biggest hit I think you guys have had so far in the Deka.
Right, that's our Deka product. This started out as an Olisiewicz design. He sent us a design called the M2, and we just fell in love with it. It's a great design. But you guys have been asking for smaller knives, so we thought, hey Alan, what about taking that M2 design and we're going to scale that down and make this a sort of a light carry, EDC.
Yeah.
So that's what we did, and much to our surprise, this thing just took off and it's become one of our hottest sellers. So much so that we've decided to flirt. This is actually Gen 2. This particular model here, we've reduced the screw count. So there used to be 2 screws here in the center of the knife. So we've changed the liner. We've removed those 2 screws, which is actually 4 screws, right? Because we've removed them from this side as well. So we've reduced the overall screw count by 4.
Gives a little bit cleaner look. Yeah.
Correct. And we have this new DLC coated deep carry pocket clip. That's an upgrade to our former clip. And then we thought, well, gee whiz, for the Blade 2021, how about we use some titanium hardware? And then we did something even more interesting, which was a novelty, but we really like it. So we put a tritium insert clear through the bar lock.
Interesting, yeah.
So this will glow on the nightstand on both sides, and it's available in yellow and orange. They sold so quickly, I have no yellow left. I only have 2 or 3 of the orange left. And we brought 36 of them, I believe, and they sold out yesterday.
Nice.
So they sold very quickly. So we're very excited about how these have hit the market and the consumer response, so much so that we're pretty sure we're going to make these again.
Good.
So
Good.
we're thinking that we're going to now start offering carbon fiber as a regular, along with the titanium hardware. And we will track the success of our tritium inserts to see whether or not we go forward and offer those in production.
Excellent, excellent.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't even notice the reduced screw count when I first held it, but yeah, gives it that cleaner look. The carbon fiber looks great on it too. Works really well with that shape. Yeah. Deep carry pocket clip. Is that going to be, you think, rolling out onto all the standard models, or?
So Gen 2 will be in normal materials, G10, right? So that upgrade will be for production going forward.
Gotcha. Very nice.
Yep.
Very nice. I love that you're that continual improvement. Just keep tweaking as you go.
Gen 2.
Yeah. Love it.
Yep.
Love it. Very cool. Well, that's all we've got to show you today. Thanks for sticking around at the Blade Show with us. Keep sticking around for more coverage. If you want to get your hands or see what's available right now for our Hogue and Sig products, we'll leave links below. Jim, thank you so much.
David, thank you for your time.
Much appreciated. Keep sticking around for more. Thanks, guys.